Like I was just saying with Minidisc, Minidisc became a thing. And because file sharing in MP3s became a thing, Minidisc... Sony went...
Got no hearing in me right here now.
nothing to do with the desk, you're just deaf. Sony went, okay, let's develop this hardware that we've been developing for 10 years and let's make it accessible for people who are using MP3s. So now we've got the software, kind of like old school iTunes, where you would plug your iPod in and you'd have to drag everything into iTunes and blah, blah, blah. And similar thing, you'd pop your mini disc into your play, you'd use it was called NetMD, I think it was called, the software.
I've got a memory of NetMD.
Yeah, it was called NetMD, and then you could drag and drop your MP3s and stuff. You'd put them on the disc, and then you could take them out and about with you. You didn't have to carry your laptop around. Yep. And then people went, well, let's just get rid of the extra steps. So, Steve Jobs and Apple and whatnot. Well, we don't, you've got your player here, then they need to go onto this disc. Well, how can we make this better? Let's get rid of the disc. So you don't need the disc. We'll put a hard drive or a flash drive.
You can imagine all the engineers going, like the Minions with Gru.
Dude, I remember my first MP3 player. I imported it from China. It cost me about 100 and something quid. And it was... you remember they were like sticks, weren't they? They were like they looked like USB sticks, but it didn't have the USB on it. You needed a cable, and it was how big was the hard drive? It was 256 meg. 256 meg. It wasn't even a gig, right? So at the time,
can you imagine trying just have that much in a phone now, just in your phone device?
Yeah. Well, I've
ripped through that.
I remember. Well, I'll get to that, but so I bought this MP3 player. So the standard at the time was 128k bit rate. Yeah. So that was your standard MP3 bit rate, 128k. That's as low as you could crush the file without it sounding too crap. You would get, maybe some people would do 112, but it's terrible. And so at 128k, I could fit probably like 4, maybe 5 albums at a push if they were short albums on this mini disc player.
Yeah.
But that's all I needed. If I could, if I could sit in the house and like, right, I'm going out today and I'm going to want to listen to some music while I'm out and about. I'm going to be out for a few hours. Pick 5 albums, and that's all you've got to listen to. I was happy as a pig in shit. It was fine. I know with Minidisc, when I was using Minidisc all the time, the created Minidisc long play, similar thing, they would crush the bit rate, but you could fit like 4 albums onto one Minidisc, and I used to do that. So if getting 4 or 5 onto this MP3 player, that would do me for the day, right? What do I want to listen to today? Okay, I've got Limp Bizkit, Chocolate Starfish, Linkin Park, something like that. That was my new metal phase, probably POD, Drowning Pool, something was on there. You know what I mean? And you'd have these 5 albums on your MP3 player. I was happy. I didn't have to and now I'm like, I've got Spotify. You use Apple Music, don't you?
Yeah.
And now, like, I'll get my phone out, put my headphones in, I'll get my phone out, I'll open Spotify and go, I don't know what I want to listen to.
Yeah, I think consumerization's gone way through the roof now. If you take a look at how many TV channels we've got, how many this we've got, how many that we've got, I bet you pay around 100 quid just on subscriptions alone.
Probably. I mean, I've got loads of subscriptions. I know with like Sky and Virgin now, they incorporate different subscriptions into the package. So it's like, you'll get your standard Sky package, but we'll throw your Netflix and Paramount Plus in as well, as part of your package, which is great. But I mean,
we're mad in our house. I've got Sky, then the missus has got Paramount.
Yeah, well,
the missus has got Netflix, and I'm like,
Well, I've
Well,
got, I'm
We're
on
all there.
I'm on Virgin, and I've got the whole package on Virgin: sports, movies, all the channels, and everything. Not because I'm rich, because I've been with them for 20 years. So they phone me up every 18 months and go,
I have the same thing.
"Do you want a bunch of stuff for like nothing?" And I go, "Why?" "Well, you've been with us for ages, so there you go." "Oh, sound, cheers." That's ace. So I've got that, but then we've got Netflix as well. We've got Prime, but I've got Prime because I had it for the next day delivery on buying stuff like so. But Prime Video just comes with it, so sound I'll have that. Oh, very much.
Same.
And we've got Apple TV, which is really good.
It's good, but I'm nearly completed.
That's the thing. Not as much stuff on there, but better quality.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And we did have Paramount Plus for a bit, and I did have but there's all the little ones. I say little ones, but there's things like MGM. MGM have got a streaming platform. They've got brilliant movies on there. The movies are like 40 years old, but they're ace. You know what I mean?
It's a wonderful life.
It's fucking it's things like 40 years old. Cleon is Total Recall and RoboCop.
Why
Right.
don't you fuck right off? That is not 40 years old. Total Recall's 1984.
It's
Oh!
yeah. It's blood sport. Yeah. So, but there's all these little channels. One of the best ways that I've gone through these channels is using it through Prime.
How old's Claude Van Damme?
Oh, he's knocking on a bit. Yeah.
Sorry for...
No.
I've just
I'm
realised.
I'm
just realising I'm old again. Go on.
Well, Prime do the Prime subscriptions as well, don't they? So all these channels like Paramount and MGM and whatever, Shudder, a few others that are on there. You can subscribe to them through Prime, and it just comes out your Prime payments. So I went through a phase of doing the 7-day free trials on all of them. So it's like, right, this week. I've got a week off work. I'm going to do Shudder, 7-day free trial, and watch as much stuff as you can in the 7-day free trial. And then, and for me, it does work as a way of like enticing you to actually buy the product, because I'll watch so much and go, actually, there's loads more on here that I do want to watch. I'll pay for it for a month, and do it that way. Paramount Plus was the same. I ended up paying for it for a month. But yeah, working your way through them 7-day free subscriptions on all them platforms, you can get your fill. But yeah, so much content, so much stuff with your streaming. And yeah, going back to the music, like now, I'll get my phone and I'll be like, I really don't know what I fancy listening to. Oh, let's have new releases. I don't know. And then I end up just banging a playlist on that's apparently curated for me. And it's like, it's all right.
Guess what jumped up on a playlist the other day on a playlist?
Was it Fats and Small?
Got to turn around. No.
No, I don't know. Go on.
Lost Profits.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I don't know why they appeared on the actual playlist. I was just listening to it, and it came up, and I was in the car, and I had my maps on, and 1, 2, 3, da. And I went like, and I was driving, I went,
No.
and I'm in the car going, and I went, oh no one can see me singing this. That's just what you want. So yeah, weirdly enough, it came on. But anyway, hey Dave, good morning.
Hey, hello.
How's stuff? It's up the trends, and away we go without a paddle. There you go. I've incorporated it now.
Well done, mate.
I know. 2 months. We're there. What's been happening, me old mucket?
Do you know what?
What's been happening, me old big daddy?
It's been.
What's been happening, me old record dealer?
It's been.
Oh, I've got some of these. What's been happening, me old daddy?
Any more?
What's been? Yeah, no, I'm good.
It's been it's been a bit of a weird week because we've had Easter. So we recorded last week on Easter Sunday, and I had the bank holiday off, and then I had a couple of days back at work, and I booked an extra day off, so I've had an extra couple of days off at the end of the week as well. So it's kind of thrown me out this week. So I don't know what day it is. You've brought round and brought coffee, which is now, it's put me back into Sunday. So now I know where I am.
Back to work tomorrow.
But yeah, it's everything's been a little bit weird. I don't know what day it is, but I've had a very sports centric week, let's call it.
Oh, we're jumping into that then.
Not straight away, but. So we've had. I'm going to count wrestling in with that as well, like sports entertainment.
Yeah.
So we've had WrestleMania Night 2, which obviously hadn't happened when we recorded last week. The snooker's started. World Championship snooker's on. I'm not completely up to date with that.
How did Ronnie get on yesterday?
He was winning when I was watching.
He was winning when I was watching.
I've been in and out of it. I need to settle and kind of get to grips with where I am with the snooker. We've had a very, very, very interesting and active weekend of football, which now.
I don't know where we are with football because it's getting towards the end of the season. It's just football everywhere at the minute. It's FA Cup, it's all types.
Yeah, so I said this yesterday at work. Like, good things must be happening. It must be interesting for me to have this much interest in what's going on, because I had 3 screens at work yesterday, and one of them had like the general scores.
Yeah.
For all the matches. I had the Vale match on my phone. We had because Ian's an Everton fan, so we had the Everton match on one screen, and then we had what was going on in League Two with them other matches because of what's going to happen with Vale, and it just and I turned around and I said, it must be good. Football must be in a good place because I'm interested in it.
Yeah.
And I was invested yesterday. I was very, very much invested in everything that was going on. So that's been my week. I've been out. I went to Stafford Castle on Thursday for a mooch around. Something that we may cover later on in the Out and About series. I know we're based. We're trying to get people to come to Stoke, but it's still an ST postcode.
And we're running out of places now. There's 24 series episodes getting a bit hard now.
Yeah, we've done 4.
Yeah, we're walking around going.
No, there's plenty more places.
There's a canal.
You can go in the canal. There's loads. There's loads of places.
I'm joking.
So yeah, I went Stafford Castle. I had a really good day there with the family. I was knackered at the end of it. We walked and walked, and we did, instead of going straight up to the castle and going, that's nice, and then leaving, we did the castle trail. Now they've got a castle trail.
Is that on the walls?
Yeah, they've got a castle trail and they've got a woodland trail. So you go around. The woodland trail goes around the outside of the castle, and you look at there's loads of boards and signs and stuff that says, you'll find this kind of plantage, you'll find these kind of animals, you'll find this kind of butterfly, and then the castle trail takes you through what would have been the route that you would have walked up to the main keep.
Yeah.
But you would have gone through the other parts of the castle area, and it tells you, so here would have been the outer, whatever it's called, this would have been the moat, you would be standing on this part of the blah, blah, blah.
You are now on the drawbridge.
Yeah, so we did all that, and the keep was open as well, which was nice, because when we got there, we were asking the gentleman in the visitor centre, because we've never been, so we were like, what's the best way to go about, we were asking, is there like a walk around, blah blah blah, and he was so nice. He was like, really loves his job, you know what I mean, dead excited, talking to us, telling us, you can do this, you can do that, go here, go there, blah blah blah. So
was he more? I can't say that. Was he more engaging than other tour hosts
very much
we may have bumped into?
Very much so. But he said
growth.
But he said that the keep wasn't open because he's on his own, and he said somebody should be coming in, and then when they come in, he can run up and open the keep, and then we can go in and have a mooch around. And it was open by the time we got there. So yeah, lovely day. And then Friday, Speaking of music and mini discs and Spotify and blah blah blah, I went up to visit my mate Mike's new record store. So he's been for the last few months, maybe coming up to 12 months now. He's been running record fairs. You went to one. You went to the one in Kidsgrove. Mike puts them on, the one in Kidsgrove. So it's Blue Collar Records, and he spoke to me loads of times about wanting to open his own record shop, and I'm like, do it then. Just jump in feet.
He's got enough records.
Jump in feet first. Who cares? Just do it. Yeah, see what happens. Throw it to the wall, see if it sticks. And he's found a nice little property up in Butt Lane.
Believe it or not, Dave works in career advice.
Yeah, throw it to the wall, see if it sticks. Who cares? It's the worst that could happen. Bankruptcy. Nah. So he got himself a nice little shop, and he set it all up. It's lovely. It's really, really nice. It's the perfect size as well for a little independent. You know what I mean? He's on his own. He hasn't got staff or anything like that. So just enough room for a good amount of stock. And he's set it up lovely, and he's got some really good stuff up there. I went through all the racks, had a good flick through, it was just nice. And there was people in there. It was friendly. It's just a lovely record shop. He's got tapes and CDs as well, but mainly records. But because with me not driving, it's like, well, I'll just jump on the bus. It's fine now. A bus from my house to Butt Lane, you're looking at an hour.
Yeah,
which, going back, it goes all around the Wrekin Cliff.
You're
looking like, 10-minute drive, but like it's an hour on the bus.
No, don't forget. I am from Kidsgrove originally, so I do know the route that the bus takes going to there. Because when it goes up Butt Lane, on the way back around, that takes to Kidsgrove.
Through Kidsgrove.
Yeah.
It does a circle. So,
yeah.
like, you can come back. So, you can come back the way you came if you jump on another bus, but you can just stay on that bus and it just goes back round, but through Kidsgrove and everything. I was like, well, I'm going to jump on the bus, and I've never minded going on buses and stuff like that, because I used to like an album that I hadn't listened to. I would put on, get my little MP3 player or my mini disc or whatever, and I could put my headphones in. I could just sit, chill. I'm going to be on the bus for an hour, listen to this album, listen to the podcast episode, listen to whatever, and that's what I did. And I'm like, right, I'm not using my phone. I'm not going to use the phone because I'm just going to be doom scrolling through social media while I'm on the bus, or I won't be able to pick which album I want to listen to. I'm going to purposely pick an album, and I've got a mini disc which I did a short while back, and it's a greatest hits of George Harrison, and it's stuff from when he was in the Beatles that he wrote and solo stuff, but it spans the entire 1963 to 2001 career of George Harrison. And I've listened to George Harrison solo for quite a while. I'm gonna listen to that. So I did. I took my mini disc player and the mini disc and my headphones, my little bag, and I just listened to that, and it was fucking brilliant. Just switch off, phone stayed in my pocket, didn't look at social media while I was out, didn't look at my phone, no messages, no nothing, just chilled, listened to the music, and then went and did a bit of record shopping, and it was lovely. I really enjoyed it. Like, just cutting off from the old Black Mirror here in my hand, cutting off from that for a couple of hours, like, and just engaging in the real world. God, that was a bit deep on it for a Sunday.
No, because I did roughly the same thing yesterday. I went out and did a 15-mile bike ride with me kids, my brother,
Ace.
and all of them. I'm not joking you. My mental well-being at about 7 o'clock yesterday was like, just felt fantastic. Don't get me wrong, about 4 o'clock this morning, my legs felt absolutely terrible. But last night, absolutely fantastic. But we've had a week, Dave.
We've had a week.
We've had a right week in this Easter, matey. And before we get into sport, we've got bigger problems.
Oh, God, come on.
Pope's dead.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Forgot about Pope, didn't you?
Pope's dead.
Buried him yesterday. Now, I don't know about you, but you know when he died on Easter Monday, did you not give this feel? Just give it a sec.
What? Go on.
When he died on Easter Monday, did you not think, let's just give it a sec?
Why? What do you mean? Oh, okay, yeah.
What happens on Easter Monday?
Nothing.
Isn't that the set? Is that when Jesus rises?
No, that's Sunday.
Oh. Sure, it was a Monday.
No, dies on Good Friday, rises on the Sunday.
Of course, he rises on the Monday.
No, Monday's just a bank holiday.
What the fucking hell have we got a bank holiday
I
for?
think it was the Sunday he
I'm
rose.
sure it was the Monday, mate.
Nah,
Mate.
I don't know. I haven't read that fairy tale for a while. So.
Aren't you? Wow. Anyway.
I did think it wasn't very Eastery of him.
He
Could have held
wasn't.
out.
He wasn't. He could have held out. He could have held out. And it wasn't. It was his funeral yesterday. He was carted around like a corpse showing, really.
Yeah, yeah.
He just basically, here's a box with a guy in. I've got a box with a guy in, and did it all around the Vatican, and then buried him. Everyone was told wear black. Now, there's only a few people in this world that don't wear black, and one of them's royalty, because royal. Let's think of the colours. Royal.
Blue.
There you go. So there's a reason royal blue's called royal blue. That's generally a regal colour. Or if you're my guy, which is just Donald Trump, just sitting in the middle of everyone, balls out blue suit.
Yeah.
Love the guy. Love the guy.
Yeah.
Just do what you want. I think he wants the role.
Yeah, I think he's already started the campaign.
It's just one letter change on his Twitter account, and we are already there. Absolutely mega.
He's nuts, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
We've got two leaders at the moment. Now, there's many more leaders, obviously, in the world, but there's two at the moment. You've got Trump, who's nuts, and you've got Keir Starmer, who can't read a fucking room, save his life.
No, he just says things.
I'm all up for a Labour government. I love a Labour government. We all know this, right? But even I'm like studying going, what the fuck is this?
Why just say
What
things?
is this? Stop it.
Keir.
Stop talking.
Keir does not know these two words. Are you ready? No comment. He doesn't get it. What do you think about transgender women? Transgender women aren't women. He might as well have said fuck off at the end of that answer.
Yeah.
At the end. And when he said it, just straight down the mic and kind of give
It's
that Dracula look to the camera. I was like, this guy's nuts.
It's like you're programming a computer, like with information. So a couple of years ago, you put the information into the computer that's like, and then Keir Starmer goes, trans women are women and we're going to fight for their rights. And then somebody else has come along and deleted that and put some more information in.
Have you seen?
And they've gone, what's this? What do you think about this? And he's gone, women are women, trans women aren't women. But that's not what you said. Runs away.
Yeah. Have you seen the film Dave? Eddie Murphy.
Yes.
So I believe that Nigel Farage has taken over the control to Keir Starmer. And you know in Ant and Dec, when they've got celebrity coming in your ears? I think that's what him and Boris are doing in his head now, saying what she just asked. Transgender. Say no.
Say no. Say no.
Say no. And Keir's going, are you sure, are you? Yeah. Fuck's sake. No. That's what you want for a 95% majority, you crazy guy. But no, back to what I was saying. Pope's in ground now.
Pope's in ground.
Well, he's not. He's in the Vatican City crypt.
Yeah, okay, with the rest of them. Do they all go down there?
Apparently, yeah. I think Jeezy Creasy...
I don't know much about
I don't know
Catholics.
if Jeezy Creasy's down there, but I know St. Peter's down there.
Jeezy Creasy.
I know St. Peter's down there. I'm
Jesus
not sure.
Christ.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Is Paul down there? A few of the disciples are in Vatican City anyway, because I've been.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, I remember when you went. We've had this discussion on the old podcast.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cleon went to one of the most beautiful places in the world and brought back a lighter of a little cherub where the flame comes out of his cock.
Yeah. Yeah. All the culture.
All the culture.
And did smoke a cigarette with a bunch of nuns on the roof of the Vatican.
I remember this. I remember this
It was a
story.
lovely day. But anyway, unfortunately, the Pope has passed. A new Pope will be put in place soon. There you go. Anyway.
Filipino, apparently.
Yeah. If we can get one, I'll have 3. So, we had WrestleMania last week.
Yeah. Can we not do this for an hour and 20 like we did last week?
No, okay.
Let's just skip it.
Calm down, Dave. I'm only going to do an hour. I could hear the panic in your voice last week. You were going, Cleon, can you just go?
Can you just stop
Or
now,
can
please?
I just go, please? I've got things to do today. Anyway, 'twas WrestleMania.
'Twas night 2.
'Twas night 2, WrestleMania.
We were all still recovering from Paul Heyman hitting CM Punk and CM Punk and Roman Reigns in the balls. We were all still just, what's he done?
The wise man made WrestleMania great.
Yes.
The one thing I will say about WrestleMania Night 2, in the women's match in WrestleMania Night 2, I will pull back everything I said about the women's match in WrestleMania Night 1. Wow.
Show stealer.
Oh,
They left the belt on Io Sky. It's Ace.
I know.
I'm like,
I'm not sure what Io Sky is, if you want me to be brutal.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that. I don't know if she's a man or a woman. No, I just don't know if she's a being.
She's brilliant.
She's a bit mental, isn't she?
Yeah, she's very good.
I thought Rhea Ripley I thought that match was fantastic. I really did. I really did. I sat there going in a mood with myself because it was a great match. Who else was on? Dirty Dom.
So yeah, first match was the women's match, the triple threat.
Yeah,
which was Ace. Io Sky retains the belt. A brilliant match, great way to open the show. Could have headlined the show in all fairness.
Yeah,
it was really good. Io Sky keeps the belt. It doesn't make Bianca Belair or Rhea Ripley look weak in any way. It's fine. You know what I mean? Rhea Ripley's brilliant. She's so good. She's a great character. She's great in the ring, but she's also really good. Have you seen some of the mobile phone footage of her leaving after that match? See, she picks up the yeet glasses.
Yeah.
She puts them on and does the yeet, no yeet. It's like, you've just been through that match and she's still engaging with the fans like that. She looks knackered. But yeah, great character and it just, I think, a great ambassador for WWE as well. Second match was Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. I had zero interest in this. Drew McIntyre bores the living shit out of me.
Same with me, Davey boy.
Yeah. I mean, he's all right in the ring. Big, angry Scotsman. Like, just let him do that. Stop him from talking.
Is
please.
he actually from Scotland?
Yeah, he's actually from Scotland, yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, he is, yeah.
As fucking Scottish as he's getting.
Yeah, I wasn't overly...
All right. Has he been to Scotland since he was 1 year old?
No, he's definitely Scottish. I didn't really care for it. It was all right.
I thought it was.
It is what it is. A Sin City street fight. They give him these names. You know, it was just a no DQ. Anything can go on. Yeah, it was.
It's got that 10-second button that one match had.
Yeah, it was fine for what it was. Well, I was still awake at this point.
Oh, were you?
Yeah. It was the. What time did I fall asleep?
I was toast after the women.
I fell asleep after the Randy Orton match, so I've got another 2 matches in me yet. Yeah, so Drew, it is what it is. It was a hardcore match. It was fine, whatever. Fatal 4-way for the Intercontinental Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Dom Mysterio, Bron Breakker, Finn Balor, and Penta. Yeah, it was great. It is what it is. It was four dudes who are good at what they do individually. Finn Balor's losing his way a little bit. How over was Dom Mysterio?
Oh, yeah.
The crowd popped when he won that belt. Mm-hmm. He was so over. Now, he goes back up the ramp. He's doing his belt in the air. And you see him, and he runs back to the ring. In the ring, on the corner, belt up again. The crowd are going mental. There's behind the scenes footage, there's mobile phone footage where the cameraman is in front of him when he's on the ramp, and you see the cameraman tell him to run back in the ring. It's like instructions from the back because all the cameramen have got headphones and headpieces on and whatnot, and everybody's involved in the production. And the cameraman's like back in the ring, and he's like, okay, and runs in, does that. So over the crowd, and that's how you get them.
How is he insulting to Rey Mysterio?
Brilliant bad guy. How do you mean?
When on the night there was 2 different versions. You know, on the night when he came out with Rey Mysterio's mask on, there was 2 sections. One said that was dead insulting to Rey Mysterio, and there was another one saying he was paying homage to Rey Mysterio.
I think
I don't know which one it is.
The character, the Dom Mysterio character, the Dirty Dom character, is he doesn't get on with his dad, and he embarrasses him and whatnot. So I think it's the ripping off of the mask, because Lucha Libre, you take the mask, it's disrespectful, blah blah blah. So I think it's the ripping off of the mask that's meant to be disrespectful to the Mysterio mask. Like,
It's all
but
very
he's
confusing.
but he's so over.
Isn't
Like
it?
he couldn't have done anything any better than what he's been doing. You know what I mean? Just leaning into the Eddie Guerrero's his real dad storyline. 20 years old, that story, if
Yeah.
not a bit older actually. That story. And just playing into that, getting the belt, perfect. Yeah, great, loved it. Randy Orton's open invitation because he didn't have a match at WrestleMania because Kevin Owens is out. We're living in a fucking simulation. This would never have happened a few years ago. The TNA heavyweight champion Joe Hendry, who is so over. Everybody loves Joe Hendry.
High-selling T-shirt seller in the WWE.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
I fucking don't after what they're doing to him.
Joe Hendry turns up and wow. Like nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw that coming. Could have been anybody. Could have been the Rusev's back. Could have been the return of Rusev. You know what I mean? That's yeah. Joe Hendry turns up. It's like you know, when the TNA knockouts are turning up in NXT and at the Royal Rumble. This is Triple H going, yeah, we're not just our own little universe. There are other wrestling companies. Whereas Vince didn't believe in other wrestling companies. He didn't think they existed.
I know, but I think that was more historical and father related. We're going to take over all these territories, and we're not going to give them the opportunity to even earn $1. It's just
And Triple H is like, yeah,
it's old school mentality,
yeah.
isn't it?
There's other good stuff out there. So yeah, brilliant. It is what it is. It was 3 minutes. Does not matter that Joe Hendry does not come off any weaker or anything. He's the TNA World Champion and he lost to Randy Orton at WrestleMania. That doesn't. It's Randy Orton.
Yeah.
25 years in the business. You know what I mean? A main eventer, one of the best. And he loses in 3 minutes. But as a great 3 minute match, they do the handshakes, the celebrations, and then there's another RKO out of nowhere. Randy Orton does the Joe Hendry turn. Crowd pops. Perfect. That's all you needed.
Yeah.
Didn't need any more than that. Logan Paul, AJ Styles.
I was disappointed in there.
Go on.
I expected more.
It was.
Do you know what I really expected? If you put, I thought to myself, right, we put all the creative people that fly around and doing silly stuff all in the ring all at the same time. This is going to be amazing, and it wasn't.
It was all right. It wasn't bad.
I'm not saying it wasn't bad. I'm not saying it wasn't all right. What I'm saying is,
second longest match on the card,
it wasn't amazing.
and they gave them time as well. You know what I mean? It was the second longest match on the card. They had time. Yeah. I mean, I've said it a million times. Logan Paul should not be that good. For how long he's been wrestling for, he shouldn't be that good. He shouldn't be. It's just crazy. It was like he should not be as good as he is. He's got the, I want to say the character. He's got the arsehole character, but he's just playing himself. You know what I mean? He's just playing himself. He's just being Logan Paul.
Hey, Logan.
You know what I mean?
Dave says you're an arsehole, by the way.
But it's fine. You know what I mean?
He will challenge you in a wrestling ring. I'll be his manager in the corner and watch.
It's fine. He's got that's his online shtick. That's his persona. I'm sure he's a lovely guy. Like, I've never sat in a room with him. I reckon sitting in a room with him.
Fake tattoos with my son.
Oh,
right. No, my skin's the tattoos. I'm not.
You've been sandblasting your tattoos, like. Yeah, it wasn't the best WrestleMania. I'm trying to make it sound better than it was. Women's tag match. On the night at WrestleMania, you got the big Becky Lynch return. We knew it was going to happen. I think
bloody obvious.
Yeah, it was one of my predictions.
You got quite a lot right. You did on this WrestleMania.
Well, I'd like to think I know a few things.
No, you did. As it was ticking through, you know when Lynch came down, I was like, there's Dave. Yeah, and then we had the big one.
How long was that match? 8 minutes. So yeah, it wasn't a bad tag match. What was better? I'm gonna quickly move on to Raw. What was better was the rematch on Raw. It was it was a fight forever match. Like, it was so good. Like, literally, what happened on Raw, if that had have happened on Mania, would have been match of the night. It was brilliant. Anyway, main event, John Cena, Cody Rhodes, 20 minutes just over. John Cena ruined wrestling. Right, so let's get, first of all, the John Cena entrance. Black. No colours, no Fruity Pebbles, no, the screens go black, white John Cena in the middle.
Love it.
Walks that perfect.
Love it.
My God, it was ace. Perfect.
Cena is so over right now.
Oh, God.
If Cena was any further over, he'd be over and out.
So good. The match itself, not very good.
No.
Not very good at all. First of all, where was The Rock? Where was he? What was the whole point of being The Rock's like champion? I want you to be my champion. You gotta be my champion. I want your soul, Cody Rhodes. I want your soul. What was the point in all that? The Rock doesn't know what he's doing. He's lost it. He just turns up because he's in charge, and then goes, "I'm going to do this tonight," and then disappears. And he's gone on record of saying,
Dressed as Elvis.
yeah, he's gone on record as saying like, "Oh, they didn't need me. My part's done now. They didn't need me." Well, why were you there in the first place then? Why was Travis Scott there? What was that all about?
I've no idea still what that was all about.
Just meh. Yeah, I personally believe that the end of the match was lame.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have. John Cena has already turned heel. He doesn't need to do heel shit in the match, like have outside interference. Yeah, a kick to the balls is fine, but outside interference, he didn't need it. I think it would have been more heelish for him to just win straight. Just a complete and utter straight win, middle of the ring, pin him, and 1, 2, 3, and then he can get up and go, "I told you so. I'm the best."
Oh, mate, I've been following John Cena around in interviews now since WrestleMania, I have. Matey, he's walking round. I tell you what a fucking heel turn.
And I got
what an absolute heel turn that is. He's pulling it off. What's the podcast that they have straight after WrestleMania? With the guy with the thing on. I've got Pat Schmear running through my head for some reason. I know
It used to be like Talking
the
Smack.
Australian.
Yeah.
Him. Or is he New Zealandy?
I can't remember. I know what you mean, though.
I'm looking at you for inspiration
I don't know.
and you're not giving me any. Right, okay.
I don't know what it's called.
Anyway, not the podcast. Who's the guy?
What are you on about?
The guy who does the podcast after WrestleMania.
I don't know.
Right, anyway. It's a WWE program. They do it after all the main events and they interview the wrestlers about the wrestling matches and it's still in kayfabe.
Right.
Yeah, so they're still in the character. So I watched that and then obviously followed straight away by Raw, SmackDown. Which one's Cena on?
He was on both this week.
Yeah, sorry.
He was on Raw. He came out on Raw. He cut his bad guy promo. It was perfect. Then Randy Orton appeared from under the ring and RKO'd him. Sorry, did I predict that Backlash main event as well?
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I did predict John Cena taking the belt at WrestleMania.
Well, it was always going to happen. That was always going to happen. Cody wasn't winning. Cody disappears now for a bit. When does he come back?
When Cena's gone.
Does he come back when Cena's gone, or does he come back and win the belt? Cena's not taking the belt. That's not happening.
He is.
He's not.
He is.
Cena's not taking the belt with him. He is not retiring as champion.
I'm telling you, Cena is going to take this belt.
It won't happen.
It will.
It won't.
Think about everybody on this planet. Everybody is under the impression of what you're saying.
Yeah. He's not taking the belt.
He's taking the belt.
There's a couple of things that'll happen. He'll just lose and then go.
Yeah.
Or he sees this is
the light.
Yeah, this is my thing.
I don't want to go down that avenue.
He sees the error in his ways. He sees the light. Some sick kid in a wheelchair with a bald head makes him cry or something.
Have you watched the last promo him and RKO did?
And just he sees the light. He becomes a good guy again. This is after he's lost the belt. So let's say he can't be Survivor Series.
He can't be Survivor Series.
Because that's a shit one. So
he's
SummerSlam.
He's not going to lose it at Backlash.
SummerSlam, no, he won't lose a Backlash. Nobody loses a Backlash. SummerSlam's a 2-night event, so he loses the belt at SummerSlam, and then his final appearance is the Raw after Mania, where something happened. Whoever beats him for the belt, let's say it's Cody. Cody comes back and beats him and gets the belt back. Redemption. And then the Raw after Mania, something happens. Cody's getting the crap beat out of him by The Rock and Travis Scott. I'm making this up now. And Cena sees the error in his ways, goes full good guy, and we get attitude adjustments and whatnot on The Rock, and then everybody's shaking hands. You can't see him. Kids are crying. He's hugging.
Wishes are being granted.
Wishes are being granted.
Crippled kids are standing.
Yeah. He's literally like he's curing leprosy. I don't know. But at this moment in time, living in this moment in time, he is perfect at the moment. Anyway, you asked me last night to prepare something, and I'm still not completely 100% on it. But I know we've discussed this before, but I think you said you've now come up with your Mount Rushmore of wrestling.
Now, we need to segregate the two, because we need to go the Mount Rushmore of wrestling,
Okay.
and the Mount Rushmore of WWE wrestling,
Oh, okay.
because they're two very different things.
Well, I wish I'd have had that information last night. Go on.
So when you started sending me all these wrestlers I'd never heard of, I was like, who the hell's John Davies? Who's Bobby the Beefcake Brazen? Who's the hell's this guy?
He's pretty.
Yeah. How many do we need for Mount Rushmore?
4.
Fuck.
I know it's tough, isn't it?
Damn.
I think I had it as well.
I nearly
I've
had
got
it. I think I've got it. I think I've got it. So let me run it down. Andre the Giant. The reason for Andre the Giant.
You don't need to argue for him.
No.
It's fine.
I just want to give it the reason why. Take away the Hogan slam.
Okay.
Hulk Hogan slamming the Giant.
Yeah.
That was a pivotal point of WWE.
Of course, yeah.
That's the only reason I put him in there, because he was the springboard. Or Hogan's back was the springboard.
He was, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, okay, Andre.
Okay. Triple H. Just because of where we are now.
Yeah.
Taker.
Okay.
And now I'm smegged, because
Yeah.
I've got now... So Ric Flair doesn't fall in this list because it's a WWE. And a lot of Ric Flair's title wins were done outside
So
WWE.
we're just doing a WWE.
Just
Okay.
WWE right now.
Well, my list works then, if that's the case.
Go on then.
Right, so first and foremost, John Cena.
See, I've got him on here.
Yeah, if it's a WWE list, John Cena. John Cena is the modern day. He's the.
Try not to say the modern day Hulk Hogan.
Well, he is. He's the modern day Hulk Hogan. He's the millennials Hulk Hogan, and he's done what Hogan did in the 90s. He's eventually turned heel. You know, drink your milk, take your vitamins, and then comes out in WCW and says, "I did it all for the money," and informs the NWO, one of if not the greatest faction of all time in wrestling.
Yeah,
that's Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
and then John Cena. You know, he's done 20 years just over of being the good guy. It doesn't matter what you say to me. I will stand in this ring and you can shout, "You can't wrestle, you suck." I will never change. I will never be a bad guy. I will keep granting wishes. I will always stand for hustle, loyalty, and respect. And then bang, turns heel at the end of his career. Perfect. So John Cena goes up there. Plus, he's now the 17-time world champion. I know
he's got to be up there.
I know that Ric Flair has won more than 16 world titles. When you actually break it down, Ric Flair is on about 24, but WWE don't count some of them. So they say they've rounded it to 16. Yeah, he is. He's on about 24.
I love that. How many are you on? 24. We'll
call it 16.
We'll call it 16.
Yeah. Well, there was one where like they had to do. It was in like fucking Cuba or something like that, and he was gonna get murdered if he went over, and he was meant to go over, he was meant to win, and in the middle of the match they called an audible, and he was like, I can't, if I win I am going to get killed, so you need to win. So this other guy wins, claims the title, and then they go back to America, and straight away, took less than fucking 24 hours, Flair's got the belt back again. So they don't count that one, they pretend it never happened. And it's things like that, so they've got it down. Even like Sting's on about 20, like, but there's loads of them they don't count. But
Both of these people are 672 years old.
Have you seen Sting recently?
Mate, Sting's old.
He's
isn't he?
looking aged, so he's got this massive grey beard, and he's doing the red and black face paint now on his things. But he's blended the face paint into the beard.
He's got a bit of Limp Bizkit going on about him right
and
now.
he's let his hair go grey as well,
Without
which
the
is
weight.
I love Sting, man. He was one of my favourite wrestlers of all time. So yeah, but John Cena, bang, he's up there. If we're talking just WWE.
Terribly misused in WWE, Sting was. But anyway.
Well, he should have gone over 10 years earlier. It's his own stupid fault. It's simple as that. He should have gone. Ric Flair always said to Sting, go to WWE, Vince will make you a star. Vince will make you a star. Go to WWE. And when WCW folded, when Vince bought WCW, Sting was on his guaranteed contract, guaranteed money, like a lot of the big names were, so they just sat at home and rode the contracts out, doing nothing. 2 years, just sat at home, doing nothing. Sting, he could have got, it was something like $1 million at the time for doing a WrestleMania appearance, just one WrestleMania match with The Rock, and they would have given him $1 million for that. He signed a contract with TNA for 2 years and only got $1 million or something like that. I mean, fact check me on that. I'm not 100%, but that's what I think happened. And he said he didn't trust Vince and the WWE to maintain his character and to keep him as a prominent character in wrestling. So he stayed with TNA. He stayed on the other side, and it was only however many years later, when really he was at the end of his career, where he ended up signing with them, and he had a great run. He turned up at one of the pay-per-views. He had the Mania match against Triple H. It was nostalgia fest. You had DX and NWO turning up. You've got that classic meme where you've got Hall, Nash, Sting and Hogan, and they look knackered, and it's like when millennials think they can still party with the kids, and it's like and then he has the match with Seth Rollins where he gets the injury, and they have to cut the match short, and that's it, bang, he can't wrestle again. But he ended up going to AEW. He finished his career off in style. He had a great run in AEW. Brilliant. Anyway, WWE Mount Rushmore, John Cena, bang, he's on there. No questions asked. So I've broke this into. I've had to try and kind of put it in categories so I can kind of justify who's up there.
Vince has his own Lincoln Memorial statue.
Oh yeah, Vince is somewhere else.
I already partitioned him over there.
He doesn't get to go on there.
He's got a statue though.
Yeah, he's got something else.
Yeah.
So, but they're out Mount Rushmore. You've got John Cena, you've got Triple H, just for what he's done for the business.
I agree with you.
To go from wrestler, to go from terrorizer in WCW,
and the Hunter Hearst Helmsley,
to doing what he's doing now, to changing the business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For Triple H on there, for complete and pure in-ring capability and purity. I was down to 2, right?
See, you're going to mess up. This is where it gets all over the shop.
We won't do that one then. We'll do... My next one's The Undertaker.
Yeah.
Character longevity.
It's got to be Undertaker.
Character longevity and dedication and commitment and loyalty.
There's not many more well-known wrestlers than The Undertaker.
No. He just comes in the late 80s, early 90s with the character, stays with the character, develops the character throughout his career. You've got Ministry of Darkness Taker, you've got Cowboy Taker, you've got
Dead Man.
You've got the Dead Man, you've got the American Badass.
Was that the Lincoln?
The Lincoln part, the American Badass one,
yeah. Limp Bizkit, sorry.
Yeah, Limp Bizkit and Kid Rock.
Yeah.
He changed the music to Kid Rock, didn't he? To keep developing the character and then to bring it back to the Dead Man. And you think of all them matches.
Casket
that
matches.
He's had, but to stay in character as well for 40 years, never break character, never break kayfabe, and then when he actually retires, bang, he's now Mark Calloway. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
never broke character until he retired. The longevity, the loyalty, Taker's up there. Simple as that. Now, it was The Undertaker that swung this for me, because you've got the best in the WWE in John Cena. He's done what he's done. Now he's got he's got that 17th belt. Bang, he's in there. Triple H for doing what he's done for the business.
Yeah.
Undertaker for his longevity and his loyalty.
Yeah.
And now my fourth one was for pure in-ring capabilities. The best in-ring performer ever in WWE. And I was down to Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. And then I thought about The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels WrestleMania matches, and it just swung it for me. Shawn Michaels is up there. There's me four: Cena, Triple H, Taker, Shawn Michaels.
I'll go with that.
Bang.
I'll go with that, because I tried go all different with it. I've tried be brand new with it. I've tried do different angles with it, and I always get brought down to earth with The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H. Them three kind of are in kind of the royal triangle of the WWE, if you will. And then it's just window dressing. So then does Hulk Hogan go on that list? Hulk Hogan should go on that.
Yeah,
there's no wrong answer, but
there's an argument for Hulk Hogan going on there. I think if Cena hadn't turned heel and won that 17th belt, I might have put Hogan on there instead.
Yeah.
For doing what he did for the WWF back in the day. He turned the WWF into the biggest promotion of all time. You know what I mean? Hulk Hogan did that. People tuned in to see Hulk Hogan for doing what he did, and then doing what he did in WCW, with the NWO and blah, 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 going back to the yellow and red. And, Hulk Hogan should be on there. He should be. He really should be. I also he's a parody of himself now, and it's like, his longevity isn't there.
What he's done, what he did perfectly.
Taker's from the same era.
No, what Hogan's done wrong is he hasn't really carried himself well throughout the rest of his career, and the Undertaker's just stuck to wrestling.
Yeah,
I think Randy Orton's for that list as well.
Randy Orton could be up there.
Not now,
Not
but
at this moment in time.
I think he's up for that list.
Yeah,
Provided he don't keep getting bloody injured.
You got to bear in mind, he's been doing it for however long now, and he's at that stage in his career where it doesn't matter what he does now, he will always be loved by the fans. Simple as that.
Yeah.
He'll always be loved by the fans now. There's an argument that if there was to be, let's say on Mount Rushmore, right, you've got the four carvings of the wrestlers, but the space above them, there's an argument that Ric Flair could just be carved just above them with his arms around the four of them.
Yeah.
And I don't think Cena, Triple H, Shawn Michaels and Taker would argue against that either.
Yeah, no.
They would all be like, hang on a minute, where's Ric Flair? But obviously, he did more in the NWA and WCW than he did in WWE.
Than he did in WWE.
So
that's why I've kind of...
I loved his general manager run in WWE.
Yeah.
I loved his run with Evolution, you know what I mean? And that was Triple H going like, you're fucking Ric Flair? Why? Because Ric Flair was a shadow of himself. He had no confidence. He had no he was wrestling in a t-shirt because he didn't feel confident enough to take his top off. Like, and he took Triple H and Shawn Michaels to go, you're fucking Ric Flair? Get a grip. You are the greatest of all time. You are the best. Now, come on, let's go. Come walk to the ring with me. I tell you what, we'll form a new group. We'll call it Evolution. We'll get two new guys in. You can be the godfather of it, and we'll be class. Perfect. Bang, Ric Flair's back. And that whole retirement run that he did with WWF, I think one of the worst things that he did was go to TNA and start wrestling again. If he'd have just retired then.
When Shawn Michaels
beat him.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry and I love you. Shawn Michaels carried Ric Flair through that match, and Ric Flair looked ace. Yeah. He looked amazing. Another reason why Shawn Michaels is on the Mount Rushmore. And if he'd have just retired then, the Raw after that, the whole retirement thing where everybody comes down to the ring and like, I'm crying my eyes out. Oh, God. If he'd just retired then...
Week later, AEW.
He did. He joined TNA, and the reason, I mean, he needed the money in all fairness, but he did go on record to say, they made me feel so welcome, and they made me feel like Ric Flair again, and he wanted to get back in the ring. He made him want to get, and he did have some good. He had a brilliant feud with Mick Foley in TNA.
Yeah.
It was ace. But I think if he'd have just retired after that and then not got back into the ring, maybe done like a managerial thing, you know what I mean? And done.
Turn Jimmy the Mouth.
Yeah, just turned into the heel manager, and I think it would have been great, but he didn't. And then he had to do that Flair's final match a couple of years back, and it was terrible. And I just he didn't know where he was. He got hit once, concussion, gone. Didn't know what was going on. Lost loads of blood, couldn't breathe. Bloody Andrade carried him through the match. I mean,
just throwing around a bloody old bloke.
Who can we have? Who can we have in the match? Well, obviously we're going to have Jay Lethal because him and Ric Flair are really good friends.
Really good.
And then you've got Jeff Jarrett. Brilliant feud with them too. So you got Jeff Jarrett, and then he's got his former. At the time, it was his son-in-law, but his former son-in-law Andrade. Is his tag team partner, and literally Andrade did all the wrestling because Ric Flair didn't know where he was.
Come here, Tap. Come cover this guy on the floor, dude. Lie on him.
I swear to God, Andrade just picked him up and put him on top, pin him. Jesus Christ, let's just fucking stop this right now.
In all honesty, Flair, I'm knackered. Anyway, football.
Oh,
go.
Before we do football. Did you watch the fight last night?
I did watch the highlights of a bit of it this morning.
You need to find it.
Yeah.
Oh, let's face it, it'll be on.
Oh, I already know what the results are.
No, it'll be on. I mean, you need to watch it.
Oh, is it good?
It'll be on Sky Sports in a week. Let's face it, some point in the week, or they'll put it on the YouTube channel.
It'll be on YouTube.
So, I watched it. And I went into this match expecting nothing. Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn, the battle of the sons of two of the greatest British boxers of all time. No need for this match to happen. No need for it to happen. Just that they both hate each other. And Conor Benn's 2 weight divisions lower than Chris Eubank Jr. I went into expecting nothing. Thought it's just going to be a bit of a, all right, let's see what's going on. Oh my God, Cleon. It's one of the greatest fights you'll ever watch in your life.
Just battered each other.
Oh, they just pummeled each other for 12 rounds. It was just non-stop. And they were both, let's leave everything in the ring. Leave everything in the ring. That's what they both did. The end of that 12th round, they couldn't move.
I saw the last minute of the 12th round, and then when I saw the scorecards, I was like, that looks weird.
Do you know, Eubank, because there is that weight difference between them, they had like a catch weight. I can't remember the exact poundage what they were weighing in at, but Eubank was so much bigger than Conor Benn. When they both came together for the first time, it was like, shit.
There's 2 weight classes above him.
Big boy.
Yeah.
And I think Eubank underestimated Conor Benn. I think he went into it thinking, I'm going to smash this guy, and he didn't. Conor Benn was, oh my God, he was giving it everything. It was it's one of the best boxing matches that I've seen in such a long time. There is a rematch clause. Whether that'll happen or not, I don't know. Eubank's face looked like a fucking battered pumpkin at the end of it. It was all swollen up. It was brilliant. I had the match in Eubank's favour by a round, if that.
Yeah.
Right? If they'd have come out and gone, it's a draw, I'd have gone, yeah, fine. If they'd have come out and gone, Conor Benn, I'd have gone, yeah, that's fine. You know, I mean, it was so close. I did have Eubank by a round. 116, 114 on all 3 judges' scorecards made me go, no, that we've watched a different fight. But when you do look at the stats,
you look at that Usyk fight we went watching with Fury. I walked out of there going, oh my God, he's been robbed, he's been this, he's been that. And then I sat down in my house and went, oh no, he's getting his arse kicked.
Is it CompuBox? Is that who you
yeah.
When you actually look at the stats and you look at the jabs landed, the power punches landed, blah, but the percentages, then Eubank he did do more. You know what I mean? And maybe the results are better, but just on pure like watching it as a fan, like you could have walked away from that with any result if it was close, and you just go, yeah, it's fair.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fair. It was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. Chris Eubank said he wasn't going to be there for his son because he thinks it's turned into a bit of a comedy show and it's a farce and blah, blah, blah.
And guess what
And
happens?
then he turns up. They interviewed Nigel Benn about it. What do you think about Chris Eubank turning up? And he's like, I'm so happy for his son. He's like, I think they were expecting some kind of beef. I think people don't realise that Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank haven't got beef anymore.
Yeah, they don't care.
They've kissed and made up. They do tours together.
Yeah.
Like, and he was like, I'm so happy for his son. It's great that he's there. You know, it's a father-son fight. I'm here for my son. He's there for his son. It's great that he's there. It's so nice to see him. Blah, blah, blah. And then, like, before the fight, you know, Chris Eubank goes into the ring. Nigel Benn and Conor Benn are already there. He goes over. He gives Nigel a hug, and he shakes Conor Benn's hand. It's all fucking lovely. The end of the fight, Chris Eubank straight over to Conor Benn, congratulating him. You're a warrior. Oh, that was amazing. Well done. Blah, blah, blah. Class, pure class.
And did weird dances.
Weird dances, yeah, because he's Chris Eubank. He's my favourite fighter of all time. I love Chris Eubank.
He's one of my favourite. He's not my favourite fighter of all time. He's one of my favourite fighters of all time. I just don't like him at the minute.
Yeah.
Because he made last night all about him.
It was, it did.
It became the Chris Eubank show. The moment Chris Eubank said, I'm turning up, I went like, 1999 on Sky. Nah.
It's, I didn't pay for it.
Oh, he's had Steve in the dongle of destiny.
I didn't pay for it. I didn't pay for it.
I was watching it on your Sky.
I wasn't. Yeah, I didn't pay for it. You paid for it.
Shit. Anyway, football.
Yes.
Right.
Oh,
so I'm going to start off old Jawsies, Dave, because we're not getting that excited just yet.
I did.
The FA Cup semi-finals were yesterday. And
One of them was.
One of them was yesterday. One of them's today at 4:30. And it was Crystal Palace 3, Aston Villa 0. Talk about we did not see that coming. Neither did Aston Villa, to be brutally honest with you.
What's going on? What's going on?
Ollie Watkins up front for Aston Villa was like this to his defenders. Just stop him. Any of them.
Oofeet. Just Oofeet.
Just anywhere. I'm over here, guys. This guy standing on the halfway line wanting to score goals. That'll be me.
Yeah.
I'm here all day. No? Okay, have a great day. We had Chelsea 1, Everton 0, which I was really surprised. That was a close score. Brighton 3, West Ham 2. Again, surprised at that. Newcastle carrying on their dominance and beating Ipswich 3-0. I think that's going to be the last win of our season. Southampton 1, Fulham 2.
Fulham.
And Wolves 3, Leicester 0. Relegated, so just on the Premier League table before we dance around.
Yeah.
Hiccups.
Newcastle have gone back up to third.
We got Liverpool run out top on 33 games on 79. Arsenal second on 34 games with 67. Newcastle 34 games with 62. Whoop, whoop. Man City 34-61. Chelsea 34-60. And then Nottingham Forest 33 games. Now, I think Nottingham Forest play today.
Yes.
Is it today Nottingham Forest play? But I think it's in the FA Cup.
No, Forest are playing FA Cup, Man City.
Yes, they're playing the Man City today, so they'll keep their game in hand. Later, where else played football yesterday in the league? Hang on, did Stoke play yesterday?
They played Friday, was it?
Did Stoke play Friday?
It wasn't yesterday, because
Hold on.
Thursday. No, it was Friday. They lost 2-0 to Sheffield.
And Stoke City lost 2-0 to Sheffield on Friday.
Yeah.
And then it was exciting times in the city, in the motherland, wasn't it, Dave?
It was very exciting. Yeah, I got drawn into it, and so we had two half 12 kickoffs. in League Two: Wimbledon, Vale, Doncaster, and Bradford. And these games kind of relied on each other for what was going to happen, like, depending on the results of one, the results of another, blah, blah, blah. Basically, if Vale win and Doncaster win, they're both getting automatic promotion. And the first half, the Vale match first half, not brilliant.
Well, they didn't even register a shot on target in the first half.
Not brilliant at all.
Yeah.
And then I think they went back into the changing rooms at half time and just went, "What are you doing?
No.
Kick the ball and goal."
No, what happened?
Kick ball in goal. Ball, goal. Dan Townley went in and went, "Right, lads." He did a Smithy on him. "Right, lads."
Smithy on the...
Right. You two here.
Yeah.
You know each other's names, don't you? Pass him the fucking ball. Pass him the ball.
No, have you seen that meme? I think the manager yesterday. Have you seen the meme where the manager's just going around the changing room slapping people?
Yeah.
And he's just doing it when he's going, you, and just doing it one by one, and then at the end goes, "Go out and play."
Yeah.
Like, the first half
I have not put this much effort into this team for you guys to not get automatic promotion.
Can we just get promoted today? We don't have to take it to the last game of the season, please. I've got nowhere now. No, absolutely not a great first half, but it was. They did a job in the first half, so not a great one. As a fan, they didn't score loads of goals and we didn't pull a party. But as a football match, great first half. And even better to wrap up from the second half with goals from Stockley and is it Headley?
I've closed it now. Thought I was done with it.
Jesus Christ.
Hang on a minute.
Either way, Port Vale have booked an immediate return to League One with a 2-0 win at AFC Wimbledon, and that secured them their automatic promotion with one game still left to play. Well done, Vale.
And they can still claim the league.
They can still claim the
There's
league.
only 1 point in it. They can still claim
There's
the league.
only 1 point in it. They can still claim the league. Vale are playing Wednesday night, I believe.
No, it's all next Saturday, isn't it?
Next Saturday, Vale are playing.
Everyone's
playing next Saturday.
Yeah, everybody. I think it's League Two where everybody kicks off at 12:30.
I'm getting confused with Beards football. Someone said Vale are at home on Wednesday. I went, no, they're not. They must have meant the women's team. Anyway.
No, it's 3:00 and it's the championship. Everybody kicks off at
Everyone
12:30.
Kicks off at, yeah.
In the championships, 3:00 for the lower leagues. Yeah, just on that one, I've lost my page here. So going back to the championship in Stoke.
Are they safe?
No, they're not safe. Like they lost 2 on the back. They had them 2 wins, which flew them back up to like the middle of the table. That's how close it is in the championship. And then 2 losses on the bounce. So they're on 50 points and they're sat in 18th. And below them, you've got Derby, Preston, Luton, and Hull on 49, 48. Right. So basically, if Hull, Luton and Preston win, and then Derby beat Stoke get relegated. So you've got.
I'm not getting the Vale match next Saturday. I'm getting Derby.
So Luton have got West Brom, Hull have got Portsmouth, and Preston. It's Preston and Bristol City, and then Stoke and Derby. So Stoke are away. They're both fighting to stay in the league. It's a lot of things have to happen for Stoke to get relegated. I don't think they're going to get relegated, but it's still mathematically possible. Like I say, Luton, Hull, Preston, they all have to win. I suppose there could be some draws in there as well, maybe. I don't know, because goal difference and whatnot. But yeah, and Derby have to beat Stoke, and Derby are at home.
Yeah.
So it's not looking.
Let's all go to Derby. We're getting Derby next Saturday. Derby away day.
I'm working, or else I would.
Just pull a sickie. No one will find out about it. It's not like we've broadcasted this conversation.
And Wrexham have become the first team to get
to go
to League Two, to League One, and then to the Championship.
Yeah.
In succession.
I'll summarise that for you better. Wrexham are the only club to achieve back-to-back promotions. And all it took was a huge huge
massive
movie
cash
star,
investment.
a huge movie star to back them, their own Disney Plus TV series, in order to back. Brilliantly, well done.
I mean, they've got all that investment. They ain't got Saudi money though, have they? Yeah.
Luke, right? Don't start on the Saudis, man.
I'm not starting on it. What I'm saying is, the fairy
You're
tales.
not Welsh.
The fairy tale's got to end at some point, surely. And when they're with the big boys, when they're competing with the oligarchs and the Saudi money,
He's doing Deadpool till he's
doing
90.
Deadpool. Yeah, he's never going to stop. I was chatting yesterday, and somebody said to me, "Do you know what I think might be a good bet?" And I went, "Go on," because Birmingham got promotion as well, didn't they? Sticking a bet on Birmingham and Wrexham to both get promoted into the Premier League next season.
One yes, one no.
Yeah, but like
Wrexham, no.
for it to both happen, it might be a couple of quid.
I could see
the odds.
I could see Birmingham do it. Yeah, there's a reason they're big odds, dude. If you back a three-legged, one-eyed donkey, you can't celebrate the odds. I can't see Wrexham doing it again. Mate, that'd be... Unless they've just got everyone on like 1-year contracts and they've done this every season. Right, you guys, you're not good enough for this league, get out. Right, you guys, get in. But I don't know. You can't do that.
I was with Vale being promoted. I was doing a little bit of but I was doing a bit of reminiscing back to when I was an actual going to the matches Vale fan when I was a wee kid.
Oh, back in the Rudgy days.
Back in the Rudgy days, and I was just looking at some of the matches that I remember, and I remember the Anglo-Italian Cup and going Wembley and we're winning the league trophy.
Stuff by January.
And one of the things that popped up was the relegation race. And just looking at Vale surviving Division 1 and Stoke and Man City getting relegated.
That was my...
And it's like, when you look at the state of... you look at football now, Man City getting relegated into what is now...
Division 1.
Yeah, League One.
League One,
And it's like, oh God, how times have changed.
I will never forget. So on that day, Port Vale were away, and Stoke were at home, and I went and watched the Stoke City match,
right?
Because I just wanted them to get relegated, and I remember they had Neville Southall in goal. Can you remember Nev Southall?
Yeah.
Big Welsh Nell Southall. Yeah. Mate, I'm not joking you. He must have been 25 stone. Do you know, even if you're miles away and you're saying, that's a big bloke, that's a big bloke. And I think they got tated. You'd have to check my memory. I think it was 5-2 or something ludicrous like that. But Sean Gota broke through. And I remember Neville Southall running off his line. And I don't know where he was going or what ball he thought he could get or how quick he could think he's run. But he couldn't. And he took this massive ball. He was out of his area. And I was like, I've never seen Nev Southall go this much in his heyday. And the guy kind of went, giant haystacks he's running at me. and Sean Gota didn't do much to just get past him. If he would have had a red cape, he could have literally gone, hello, and just put the ball in the net. It was the funniest football match I'll ever see. And then went back to Vale and we chased all the Stokies across bikers. That was the day the police shut Burslem.
Yeah.
And they just went, listen, guys, we're not getting involved in this. We're not arresting people. We don't want to know. You're football fans. Burslem Park's open. Go deal with it. And all the football fans went, what?
Huh?
And then all the Stoke fans ran across Bert Bycars fields. It was like a realisation. Everyone went, we're good. Yeah, go beat each other up if you want.
Yeah.
mint.
Yeah, you deal with your own problems. We're not doing it.
It was all the kids because I was a kid at the time, and it was all the silly. That must be late 90s, early 2000s. Easy, because Stoke were just
97, 98, I think.
Stoke were just in the new stadium.
Yeah, Bet 365, yeah. So I think it's 97, 98.
Yeah.
It could be 98, 99, something like that.
That time
It's
era,
still the
but
90s.
Absolutely great moment in time. And I think they got relegated that day with Tony Pulis,
I don't know.
which is a slight bit of irony because I think they fired him after that, and then he was the guy who got him in the Premier League.
Got him back in Premier. Yeah, I'm all in. I'm all in this weekend with footy. I'm going to be all in next weekend as well. I'm even to the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go buy a Vale shirt next season.
Fucking fire.
It's all right. It'll pass. Don't worry.
Oh, I was going to say we're getting somewhere now.
You still owe me a Newcastle shirt from
I do,
a couple of
actually.
seasons ago.
I do. Bear with me. So today we've got the FA Cup. It's 4:30. We've got Nottingham Forest v Man City. And we've got a couple of women's Champions League football matches. We've got Chelsea versus Barcelona at 2, Lyon versus Arsenal at 5. These are women's Champions League matches. We've also got the Premier League today. We've got Bournemouth beating Manchester United at 2. And we've got Liverpool playing Tottenham at 4:30. At this moment in time,
It's a good job. Good job. Tottenham are away.
Yeah. At this moment in time, it's the WSL. And Liverpool are being beat by Spurs. That's the Women's Super League. And West Ham are beating Crystal Palace.
We've got we've got a couple of League One matches today.
God, we've got League One. We've got Stevenage, Rotherham,
It's a lovely day
Birmingham,
for it, though, isn't it?
It's a massive
Sun's out.
football day today, guys. Get your deck chairs
It's been
out.
a massive. We've had a couple of weeks of massive like sports centric podcasts here. Normal programming will resume next week. Where
All the Serie A's on today.
yeah, normal programming will resume next week. Where I'm sure we'll be moaning about something that somebody said somewhere in the world. But for today, that's been the highlights of our week. And yeah, that's what we do. That's what we talk about each week. We talk about what's been going on in our lives and in the world on a weekly basis.
We're back onto Stoke-on-Trent next week
Cleon's
because
breaking my chair.
we finished the sports, as Dave just said.
Yes. So Cleon did a thing this week, very quickly before we wrap up. Cleon did a thing this week. We're on TikTok.
Yeah, we are.
Now, I've never been on TikTok, and I've never really. For me, it was another social media platform that I haven't got the time for. I ain't got the time for the ones that we're on, let alone another one. And Cleon went, Dave, we need to go on TikTok. And I'm like, I don't want to go on TikTok. And he's like, no, come, we need to go on TikTok. So then eventually he just messaged me saying we're on TikTok. So we're on TikTok, but I have got no idea what's on there because I don't have TikTok. So just go over there and follow us. And Cleon's in charge. And
Dave's going to share a QR code on his channels later that I sent over to him on Thursday.
I don't know if that's a thing. I have no idea.
You can read your messages, bro.
I got a link. I clicked on it and went, this means nothing to me. I don't know what a TokTik is.
You don't know what a TokTik is. I'll tell thee now, Dave. We've uploaded 2 videos, and that took me an hour and a half to get them 2 up. Today there'll be another 2 videos up. Be about 4:30. I'll be in the shed in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, you all may have noticed, if anybody has been following like the socials, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, there's been a lack of sloth and goat content as well for the last couple of weeks because like. Things have just been happening and I've been busy and you know I've done a couple of the blooper reels and whatnot, but this week like I'll get it all back in order again. It's fine, don't worry, just keep going.
We'll start working now. Easter's done.
Yeah, we had to get Easter out of the way. We are also we're doing the Out and About series for YouTube where we're visiting places in and around Stoke-on-Trent that you can visit when you come here. You know, there's so much negativity towards the area online that we think, let's show people where they can go, where they can visit. We've got lovely places and lovely things to see in the city. So Up the Trent Out and About will be a YouTube series that launches very soon. We've got a load of content already filmed for that. We're going to be filming more. There's three episodes ready to go. We're building up the content. We're going to drop a load of episodes at the same time, so you can binge it, or we'll do a day at a time or something like that. But yeah, it's all getting up there, and this is all things to come. In the future. So please, if you want to be a part of this, and you want to join us on this journey, and you want to get involved in the viewing of these episodes, in the viewership of these episodes, then you must follow us on all of our socials. On Instagram, it is Up the Trent Podcast. Facebook, YouTube, X, and Blue Sky, it is Up the Trent. And TikTok, Cleon?
Yeah. It is.
Is it Up the Trent or Up the Trent Podcast?
If you could just,
or is it Up the Trent without a paddle?
Why don't you just shut up for 2 seconds? Yeah, I'm good at this stuff. Hang on.
I reckon I can find it before you, and you've set it up. Yeah, go on. Right,
oh, you've put me right on the spot now.
No, yeah. Well, you set it up. It is Up the Trent.
Yeah.
I found it. It's Up the Trent. So yeah, Up the Trent on Facebook, YouTube, X, Blue Sky,
just at Up the Trent,
and TikTok. Up the Trent Podcast on Instagram. Should I just change that to Up the Trent as well? Then it'd be just Up the Trent on everything.
It's just Up the Trent, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The only reason it's not Up the Trent ... without a paddle is because of characters.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah,
that's
why all of them are. Yeah. So Up the Trent. If you just search Up the Trent without a paddle, you'll find us on everything. And follow us. Like us, subscribe to us on whatever your favourite podcast platform is. We're available wherever podcasts are available, and it would mean the world to us. It makes us feel warm and fuzzy inside knowing that you guys are listening. You guys are awesome, and we will see you next time.